Hello beautiful creatures, welcome back to my channel Phyrra. If you're new here, my name is Cordelia and I love to talk about bright and colorful gothic makeup, gothic fashion, mental health, lifestyle, pets, and more. So if you're interested in joining that conversation, please be sure to click that little subscribe button down below and don't forget to ring that bell. Today's video is going to be my wear test and review on the NYX Bear With Me Blur Tinted Foundation. So let me tell you a little bit about what NYX claims this foundation is going to do, and I'm just going to read off of the website for you very fast. NYX claims that their Blurring Skin Tint Foundation comes in 24 buildable medium coverage matte shades, that it provides 12 hours of hydration, up to 16 hours of comfortable transfer and fade resistant wear, that it helps to minimize the appearance of pores, dark spots, blemishes, and skin imperfections, and it helps to smooth the skin's texture, control shine without an ashy or cakey finish. So I bought this foundation from NYX's website during their pre-order, and I did not have a positive experience shopping from the NYX website. I purchased this foundation, I tried to purchase the brush that came with it, and I purchased an eyebrow pencil. And the eyebrow pencil is the one I'm wearing today. It's the NYX gray pencil in like 7.5 for the microbrow. So pencil's fine. For whatever reason, NYX decided to split my order of 3 items into 3 separate packages. And then when I got them, I got the micro pencil first, which was fine. The next package that I got was just was this free lip gloss, which I didn't order, and I was very confused as to why I got it. And then the third package that I finally got was the foundation. The brush that I ordered never showed up. I never got a message from customer service that it was canceled or anything, or it was out of stock. And so when I reached out to NYX to say, hey, where's my brush? They're like, oh, it was canceled. You should have gotten an email. Get over it. And I felt like their customer service was just, I don't know, rude. I didn't have a positive experience, so I would recommend ordering from Ulta because in general, I have great experiences with Ulta's customer service. So I'm gonna go ahead and insert swatches for you of the NYX Bear With Me foundation next to several other foundations. I've got NYX Born to Glow foundation in the shade Pale, the NYX Bear With Me concealer in Pale, and then we have the NYX Bear With Me Blur Matte foundation in Pale. Then we have Misha's Perfect Cover in 13, Pacifica A Light in 40 NP, Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless 1 in, Kimchi Cheek The Most Concealer Ivory, Revolution Pro CC Cream in Light, Jason Woo's CC Skin Tint in 1, which as you can tell is super pink toned on me, which is so disappointing. Ritual de Fils 3-Drop Elixir Foundation in NYX, the Nyx Cosmetics CC Cream in Fair Ivory, the Milk Flex Concealer in Porcelain, the Milk Flex Stick Foundation in Porcelain, and then the Fenty 105 Powder. So I feel like this gives you a pretty good idea of how the NYX Bear With Me Blur Tinted Foundation in Pale compares to these other fair foundation shades. In my opinion, I think that the NYX foundation lines in general have a really great shade range that covers from light to deep. So that is definitely a win for me. So now we're gonna go ahead and jump into wear tests, day 1 and day 2, so you can see how the foundations wore for me. On the first day, I used the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer, which I do not recommend if you have dry skin like mine. This one, I don't think it looked great. On the day 2, I used the NYX Marshmallow Primer, and it looked better, but I still don't think it looked great. So let's jump into those wear tests. I'm going to be doing a wear test with the NYX Bear With Me Blur Foundation in the shade Pale. And I was trying to figure out what primer to use with this, and I think I'm gonna use my Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer, because I really don't know like what the best one is for this. And I haven't used the Milk Makeup Primer in forever. I've mostly been using Danessa Myricks, the Prison FX or the Auric Glow Lust, which are both really sort of illuminating and hydrating. I got the shade Pale because I wear the shade Pale in the Born to Glow, and I figured this would be a good match. And I'm gonna go ahead and put this on now that the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer is on my skin and a little tacky. I'm putting a big blob on the back of my hand. And I'm sorry, I don't know how well this is gonna, how well you'll be able to see this because I'm trying to use almost all natural light. So I'm getting blinded by the water, like the sunlight reflecting off the lake in my neighborhood. but that's okay. So I'm going to dot this around like the center parts of my face. And then I'm going to take this brush, which is an Nyx Cosmetics foundation brush. I think it might be an N101. Whoever decided to make the Nyx Cosmetics brushes silver on silver, horrible design choice. Hard to read. I also don't normally put my foundation on before the rest of my makeup, but for today I'm doing things a little different because I want to have as much wear test time as possible. I unfortunately have a very early doctor's appointment tomorrow morning, so I don't think that I'll be able to do another wear test tomorrow morning. So I figured I'd try and get it done today. I'm somebody who prefers light medium coverage, and this is definitely, they call this medium coverage, and it's definitely, I would consider more medium to full coverage. It covers a vast multitude of sins. I'm now going to take this damp Real Techniques sponge and just kind of go over. Oh, and in case you don't know, I don't use filters. I don't do anything like that. You're seeing my real 44-year-old skin. So when I zoom in really close, you will see that. I think it looks pretty good. I'm gonna do a little bit more just like right here and here in my cheeks. And I think it's supposed to be buildable anyways, so we'll see if that is the case. I took this little like Real Techniques concealer brush to just kind of dot a little bit more. And then went back over with the sponge. Okay, now that my face is on, I'm going to zoom in really close so you can see what it looks like on my skin. I feel like on my forehead, it's clinging to dry patches. Maybe that's because of the primer I used. I'm not sure. Looks pretty good on my cheeks, but I feel like it's settling into like fine lines and dry patches I didn't know that I had, which is kind of disappointing. Now I can see a little bit. I'm sorry it's not as much natural light as I would have liked, but let's zoom in so you can see my forehead up close. Yeah, hold on, let me. Yeah, I feel like my forehead, it's really obvious that it just looks like it decided to sit in every single like little fine line and dry patch, which doesn't make me happy. (9:36). So I'm going to wear this and see what it continues to look like throughout the day. I'm very disappointed by what it looks like up here. Okay, so I finished putting the rest of my makeup on, and I'm going to zoom in so you can see the foundation up close. I actually think it looks really great from here down. I just think it looks terrible on my forehead. It definitely on the rest of my face has a blurring property, but on my forehead it just seems to have like collected in all of these dry patches I didn't know I had, and I chemically exfoliate, so like I don't know what's going on. But I'm going to zoom in so you can see up close. And we'll get even closer. So this is my forehead where I feel like it is emphasizing dry patches and not blurring. And then around my eyes, I feel like it does a pretty good job. I feel like it looks good on my cheeks. It looks good on my chin. So if you can look at my face from here. Okay, I'm back for my check-in, and it's in the middle of my work day, and I'm just using natural light and like the ceiling light in here. I was able to open my windows fully. I'm no longer blinded by the sunlight coming off of the lake in my neighborhood. Let's see, it is 12:08, so I've had this on for a little bit less than 3 hours, and to me it looks really, really good except for my forehead. Oh, my glasses are like a little smudged up here. on my nose. But that always happens when I wear glasses, and I have to wear glasses when I work because anytime I'm looking at like a big screen, I need glasses for my astigmatism. So let me, I guess, zoom in so you can see my skin. I still feel like my forehead, it looks like just weirdly like cakey, like it clung to a bunch of dry patches I didn't know I have. But I only seem to have them like really up there. The rest of my face, I feel it looks like pretty good. Although right here, I think it looks really weird. Like right here by the sides of my nose. So. I did take some footage of me outside in sunlight to see, so you can see the foundation match color, which I feel like the color is perfect. It's spot on. I like the blurring on my cheeks. I just wish I could make it look better on my forehead and my nose. I'm going to try a different primer when I do my next wear test with this. I'm probably going to use the Danessa Myricks Prism FX or the Auric Glow Lust because those seem to work really well for me and they're hydrating. But I would say overall the foundation's holding up really well. Let's see, what have I done this morning? I did some housework. I cleaned my shower because it needed to be cleaned. I feel like in general, like people don't clean their bathrooms enough, but that's just me. And I ate some breakfast and I played with the girls, took them out for a little bit, and now I'm just getting some work done. So I will be back in a few more hours to check in again and let you see how it's going. I'm going to get some video outside. Alright, so I'm back for a check-in and it's 5:16. I think I put this on somewhere around 9:15, 9:30 a.m. and I feel like this foundation kind of looks like a hot mess. I don't know if I used the wrong primer with it, if I should have powdered it all over or what, but I feel like my cheeks look great and it's worn off my chin, it's worn off my nose. I still have the problems going on with my forehead where it feels like it just, I don't know, it felt like it was like clinging to all these dry patches I didn't know that I had. So I'm going to zoom in so you can see my face up close. And I'm going to turn my ring light down a little bit so you can see as much under natural light as possible. So here's my forehead and like I feel like it just looks, I don't know, crusty. Is that a good way to describe it? It doesn't look great. And then if you go here to my cheeks, I think my cheeks look fine, but it's all gone here. It doesn't look great on my nose in my opinion. It's off my chin. And you know, I have dry skin. I take really good care of it. I prep it with lots of moisturizer and moisturizing products. I try to always remember to use a primer that'll help it. And I'm just so not impressed with what this looks like. I'm going to have to try a couple more wear tests, but I thought, you know, at least show you, but this is basically what it looks like from a 9 to 5. And I'm going to keep going for a couple more hours. I believe this said that it's up to 16-hour wear, but I will not have time to test for 16 hours today. Okay. It is 6:03 p.m. and I just made a terrible mistake. Dave and I just spent the last hour or so grooming Amaya and shaving her down because basically what we do is we wash Nyx and Amaya on one day and then we shave a dog the next day and then we shave another dog the following day. So that within 3 days we finally have clean shaven dogs. But I have dog hair all over my face that I desperately want to wash off. I was realizing I was still doing this foundation wear test, but the foundation looks like shit. So, you know, it's worn off my chin, my forehead. What the hell's going on there? I don't know. And it just looks crazy. So I'm going to call this wear test a fail. And I'm going to film another one probably on Thursday this week. And hopefully I'll have a better run with it. But today, this one, you know, for what it's worth, what it made through, like my cheeks look just fine. And it lasted through me working and doing the dishes and cleaning the shower and grooming the dog. But I'm just, it's been a day. So I will see you later. Hi, so I am back for wear test number 2. I'm squeezing it in today. I got up at 6 o'clock so that I could leave my house at 7 o'clock to be in an appointment at 8 o'clock. And now I'm back home. So I figured, well, I'll try and get this in. So today with the Blur foundation, I'm going to try this marshmallow primer that I have from NYX. I've never used this before, so I don't know how my skin's gonna like it or not like it, but we'll see. Last night I used Pixie's Overnight Glow Serum as a chemical exfoliant, and it's a stronger chemical exfoliant than the one I had been using. So we'll see if that helps with the weird texture that was on my forehead yesterday. Oh, and I realized I wanted to zoom in so you can see what my naked skin looks like before we go into it. Again, I don't use filters. I'm 44 years old. This is just what my skin looks like. So this is my forehead, which I don't think looks bad. I've got like a little bit of fine lines in my opinion, but nothing like super deep. I have a little bit of bags under my eyes. I have hooded eyes, so I've got a lot of excess skin here. Got a little bit of texture here, a little bit of texture here. And that's the sun just coming through the clouds, extra bright all of a sudden, blinding me. Okay, so hopefully you can see what my skin looks like. I'm blinded by the sun. Let me adjust the curtain a little bit. I turned on minimal lights. I think this is pretty good. I'm still using some of the natural light, but not as much because it was just like washing me out and blinding me. I think this time I'm going to apply it to one half of my face at a time so we can see the difference. And I am using this Nyx Cosmetics 101 brush, which is like their blurring foundation brush. I believe I mentioned yesterday that I had a horrible experience ordering this foundation from Nyx's website, because I ordered the foundation and the brush and an eye pencil or eyebrow pencil, and then they came in 3 separate packages, and then they didn't deliver the brush or tell me they were canceling it, and then acted all pissed off that I contacted them trying to figure out why they sent me a gloss in a separate package. And this is a damp sponge. I'm just using it right at the crevice of my nose because it seems like no matter how much I exfoliate, that's just sometimes a dry area for me. Okay, I'm going to let this sit, and then I'm going to zoom in so you can see the difference between the two sides. Now I'm going to zoom in so you can see the difference between the bare side, this is the bare side, and this is the blurred side. And I feel like you can definitely see a difference. My forehead doesn't look like it did yesterday, which is great, because yesterday it just looked like a big cakey mess to me. I feel like you can see on this side how I have pores that are on either side of my nose, and this side is not blurred, but this side is blurred. What do you think? Okay, I'm going to apply it to the rest of my face. All right, it is 9:39 a.m. I'm going to put on the rest of my makeup. This is my very quick makeup look. It is 9:48. And I'm going to zoom in one more time. So while this absolutely does blur imperfections, I don't feel like it does a good job of like hiding where I feel uncomfortable with, like right under my eyes. I've got like this little like hyperpigmentation spot, and then I do see like some more spots of hyperpigmentation that are coming through, but it's not all cakey on my forehead this time, so yay. Sorry, the sun is like back again and it's being brutal. So here we are. I will be back again in a few hours to check in and see how it wears this time. Wish me luck it does better. Hello, I am here for my check-in, and it is 1 o'clock, and I put this on around 9:38 or so this morning, and I actually think it looks really good. A little bit has come off my nose because, you know, I wear my glasses when I'm working, and a little bit on my chin. But my forehead does not have the same problem like it did yesterday, where it just looked so gross. It doesn't really look as blurred as I would like, but it's not bad. I feel like my cheeks look pretty good. Oh, and this is all natural light. I don't have any lights turned on in this room. I get amazing light in my office, usually in like the afternoon. So this is all natural sunlight. So yeah, I think it looks good, and I'll be back later for another check-in. Okay, it is 8:30 p.m. and I've had a very full day. I was up very early. I had a doctor's appointment and I've gone to the grocery store. I've been out and done 2 walks. So I walked my 5 miles and it's 80 degrees out. And let's just show you what the makeup looks like. Because to me, I look like I'm shiny. It looks like it's all gone, almost all gone for the most part. Like I have a little bit of blush left and I can see maybe a little bit of my highlighter. But I feel like the foundation is pretty much worn off a great chunk of my face. So here's my forehead. My NYX brow pencil still lasts. And my eyeshadow is okay. But to me, like, it's all worn off of my chin. There's a lot of wear on my nose. I just feel like my forehead especially looks shiny. So that's with using the combination of the NYX Marshmallow Primer and Blur. It didn't last nearly as well as the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer, but it also didn't look nearly as good. Okay, now that you've had a chance to see my 2 days of wear tests with the NYX Bear With Me Blur Tinted Foundation, what are your thoughts? I will tell you mine. So in my opinion, on the day 1 of the wear test that I filmed with the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer, the foundation didn't look great. On my forehead, it looked super cakey. I mean, like Cake City, flakes everywhere. It felt like it emphasized fine lines and pores that I didn't know I have. I feel like I have pretty good skin for somebody who's 44 and a half years old. I take good care of my skin. I moisturize and wear SPF, 365 days a year. So I feel like my skin's in pretty good shape. But I felt like the NYX foundation looked terrible on my forehead. I didn't think it looked particularly great around my eyes. It wore off of my nose and my chin. It looked great on my cheeks, which are very, very smooth. That was about it. For the day 2 wear test with the Marshmallow Primer, it looked a lot better. I never felt like it looked super cakey on my forehead to start, but I never really felt like it blurred any of the texture that's up here. I just felt like it just kind of sat there. And then using the Marshmallow Primer, the foundation wore away so much faster than I had expected. And I have dry skin, so I don't usually expect foundation to just wear away to nothing, but it like was completely gone off of my nose, off of my chin. It just, again, kind of was sticking around on my cheeks where the powder was. So in my experience with this foundation, I did find that you could build it up. You could put on 2 or 3 layers if you wanted. I'm somebody who likes light to medium coverage, so I did not need to build it up, but I did test out building it up just to see if I could do it. I applied it with the Nyx Cosmetics 101 Airbrush Foundation Brush because this is pretty much my go-to like blurring foundation brush for whenever I'm using like a liquid or a cream product. Like I mentioned, I tried to buy the Bear With Me brush for this foundation from NYX's website, but it never showed up, so couldn't really tell you if it works better with the brush that was made just for it or what. I was not able to, I don't think I was able to do longer than 12 hours for my wear test just because of like timing and stuff during the week with my schedule, but either way, the foundations didn't last that long on me, so I wasn't really particularly impressed with that. I don't feel like it lives up to its claims of anywhere from 12 to 16 hours. I just don't. I do feel like if you have the most minor of skin imperfections, it's gonna blur it. If you have like hyperpigmentation and uneven skin tone, it's gonna take care of that because I feel like at least on me with my shade, it does a great job of that for me. But I really don't feel like it did anything with my texture up here. I am wearing the foundation again today for this video, and I used the Danessa Myricks Original Prism FX Hydrating Lotion as my primer, and then to try something different just to see if it was going to look better or not, I used my Fenty Loose Setting Powder in Lavender, and I will zoom in for you so you can check it out, see how it looks, but I think it looks really great today, but I just applied it like, 20 minutes ago. I didn't find it to be particularly fade or wear transfer resistant. It did seem to want to come off on my cell phone if I talked on the phone. It came off of my chin. It came off on my glasses from wearing my glasses because, as you know, if I'm working, when I'm working during the day and I'm looking at a computer, I have to wear glasses. So I don't feel like it lived up to, I guess it lived up to maybe half its claims, slightly less. It is like one pro is that it is a $14 foundation. It is cruelty free and vegan, but I don't feel like, at least on my 44-and-a-half-year-old skin, it was able to blur my imperfections up here in my forehead, and it wasn't able to last. And so I find that kind of disappointing. It's definitely not a foundation I would personally repurchase unless I can figure out some way to make it just last and not do this. So for me, I'm disappointed with this foundation. I had a lot of hopes for it, but they were just pretty much dashed into the rocks. It's just, it doesn't live up to its claims for me. But anyway, what is your experience with the NYX Bear With Me Blur Tint Foundation? If you've given it a try, do you like it? Do you hate it? Oh, one thing I do want to notice, one thing I do want to state, I saw several people complaining online that the shade Pale is too pale and nobody matches to that. I want to point out to you, if you're one of those people, you're buying the wrong shade, because I'm not the palest person in the world. I have friends who are much fairer than I am. So there are a lot of people who do actually need fairer shades like this. So don't sit there and say, oh, this is too pale, this isn't going to match anybody, because it absolutely does. It's one of the things that really irritates me when people are like, wrong shade, 1 star. But yeah, anyway, if you've tried this foundation, I want to hear your thoughts on it. If you've tried another blurring foundation, let me know your thoughts. I'm going to be doing a wear test video on my Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Blurring Balm because I really love that, and I've never actually like timed out how long it lasts, but I figure I can do one of those and as a comparison to this. So definitely let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, my friends. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.